Good evening. It started in New York City nearly a month ago. A small group of people took over a park near Wall Street, protesting the financial practices they say caused the global economic crisis. Well, since then, protests against corporate greed have spread to 1,500 cities worldwide. And this weekend, activists will gather in Victoria and Nanaimo for events inspired by the original Occupy Wall Street protest.
Drivers heading into Victoria on the Trans-Canada Highway this week may have seen this sign. "We are the 99% is a message from local activists. Inspired by New York's 4-week-long Occupy Wall Street protest, where hundreds are camping out, protesting social inequality and corporate greed.
I think that's been a real catalyst for a lot of people's concerns.
On Saturday, Victoria's Noah Ross expects up to 500 others will join him for a noon sit-in in Centennial Square.
It feels like to many people that the economic system is being run for the interests of the 1%, the people that are quite wealthy, and the interests of everyone else is put aside for the interests of that 1%.
On an Occupy Victoria Twitter profile, the People's Assembly states, "We will unite and sleep over in a public space indefinitely." The City of Victoria says no group has applied for a permit to use Centennial Square. Meantime, Occupy Victoria BC is announcing an event from 10 to 1 p.m. Saturday on the Legislature lawn.
We're looking forward for a very peaceful gathering, a very peaceful democratic event. People in our cities, residents coming out and saying, here's what we need to do to make better.
Similar Occupy Wall Street style protests are being organized for Campbell River, Courtenay and Nanaimo, where people are invited to fill Diana Krall Plaza at 11 a.m. Saturday.
We're not concerned at this point. There's nothing to indicate that it's going to be nothing but a peaceful protest. We will have uniformed members in place to monitor the crowds.
What do we want? Justice! When the Olympic torch passed through the capital city 2 years ago, a small group of protest regulars disrupted the relay, with a few even tossing marbles under the feet of police horses. But Victoria Police say they've been in touch with Occupy organizers and are not expecting a violent protest.
For you, this is not just an excuse to protest?
No, I think this is about a lot more than protest. There isn't an explicit demand that's being made. There's a demand that we follow a different process, a process that takes the interests of the 99% of people into account.
Even though some may question how relevant New York City's concerns are for those living in Victoria, Ross says participants will walk away from Centennial Square with their voices heard.